Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. Looks like we do have a pretty aggressive trend, as we did point out on, I believe, the 9th. Ooh, wait, was it earlier than that? We can check. This could be the breakout for Bitcoin, January 7th. We are good. All right. Let's talk about why we made that call. We had the comprehensive net expansion on the daily chart. All right, so every value was below 0.7 on the wave PM. We had the positive cross above the 0.7 value. Right? Net expansion to the upside results in trend. Although net expansion is technically incorrect because we are still inside the 200 band due to the brief downward expansion here. So shorter term trend, but implied high potential energy. So for our chart, let's take a look at the longest overexpanded period because we can use that reading to indicate our trend pivot. Essentially, where Bitcoin would need to drop to for trend to be invalidated. Okay. Beautiful. So we are still tagging up pretty high in the standard deviations for the longest overexpanded period. You'll notice that the 3.2 standard deviation tends to act as a brick wall for price action. It's very hard for anything to ever move past it. This will be true on most time frames. And when I say brick wall, I'm talking about profit taking, not counter trend trading. You don't want to use extreme values to bet against a trend, right? So the third standard deviation gains 99.7% of data, right? So that means 0.03% of pieces of data lie outside that, but it's only for the previous data set, and it implies that there's no expansion occurring in that data set. So in order for you to actually get significant readings using this for swing low readings, if something is a 0.3% chance of happening, all right? It's not how distribution probabilities actually work, but just bear with me. If there's a 0.3% chance of something happening, what's to say it's not going to be the 0.2% chance or the 0.1% chance, all right? So if you are at the 0.3% probability of happening, the 0.2 and 0.1 are only thirds away. All right? My point is, what's to say it's not going to go to the 99.8 or the 99.9? Right? So that's why it's for profit taking and not for betting against trend. Very important to understand. You take your profits there because it implies trend needs to stall. That was way too upward slanting. Stall. Like that. So this line here is our trend pivot, right? We can reliably go down to 8,400, and that swing low would be where we scoop up our long, okay? So if you want trend re-entry, that's where you want to do it. Currently it's around 8,400 to 8,500, all right? If we drop below that 8,400 value, that means we will be entering a longer period of compression and mean reversion, all right? That's very reliable signal, okay? When you enter, longer period of compression. When you enter, longer period of compression. And this one's technically correct as well. So this overexpansion here, while the ACAT indicator does taper off on mean reversion, where it resets the signal, you can load in the band manually, and in this case it was the 300 period. You have compression for the 300 period until it reverts below the 0.7 value, right? So we have that trend. You want to bet on trend. Those are the pivots you want, okay? Let's talk about Ethereum. Trend on Ethereum is very aggressive. It's one of my longer term holds. I've been holding since November of 2018. So we've had our lows and our highs, but if you want to play that long game, let's pop up to the weekly chart, shall we? Ah, pleasant. A lot of upside, okay? Essentially, what we're going to look for is, once again, trend pivot, which is there, right? 157. And for the Bitcoin pairing, the current trend pivot is okay, so this reading is pretty interesting. Good. So this expansion here is reading correctly. Yeah, so the trend pivot is good. FBTC is in a past tense. So technically I would consider this compressionary range to hold price in, right? But you'll notice it has reverted below the 0.7 value, so trend continuation to the upside is possible. Yeah, I'm betting on trend. I'll probably continue doing so. That's it for today. It's been a pleasure. I'll talk to you all tomorrow, 1 p.m. MST. Have a good one.